Do-do-do, do-do-do.
That's correct. We are a legitimate sports network tonight. We are doing the Movie Trivia Schmoedown fantasy draft of fictional characters. No actual Schmoedown competitors will be featured in tonight's draft. Well, maybe. Only fictional characters who are featured in the Schmoedown will be eligible for tonight's draft, but we'll be drafting full teams. There will be a total of 4 factions in this fictional league. We're going to have 9 rounds. It's going to be a snake draft style. So that means the first pick, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, then 4 goes twice, then 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's a good number.
That is a good number.
I'm following.
With that, we're going to keep track of our total factions. We're going to list off our factions at the end. Each competitor will have, I believe, 90 seconds. I don't know. We're making this up. I'm not keeping time. But we're going to introduce our draft order to us now. Now, this has been completely randomized. Number 1 in the draft is Justin the Juice.
Oh! That just secured my victory.
How does it feel to be a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, Juice?
Oh, it's the best. Great team. Great sport.
Best quarterback in team history other than Mark Brunell.
Speaking of NFL teams and the New York Jets, the second overall pick tonight will be
that is valid.
Mr. Mike Deacon.
Yeah, and I'm going to figure out a way to blow it just as bad as they will.
How are you feeling about fictional characters tonight, Mike?
I think I've got a solid strategy. I think I know how I can go about this.
What's your strategy, if you can disclose that to us?
Do what the whiskey tells me.
Ooh.
That seems like it's pretty on brand for everything that we do.
Can't believe he just revealed his secret.
And to prove, once again, that this is a randomized order, we have Mike Bethany, meaning I'm going last, but Mike, nope. Bethany, girl. Bethany, you're the 3rd overall pick.
I think the 3rd overall pick is a great number. I love the number 3. I'm the 3rd child in my family. We're getting married on the 3rd, so I think 3 might be my one of my lucky numbers. So I'm ready to draft away.
So, and I am the 4th overall pick for tonight's draft. We ran this through a random number generator, and I've either been last or second to last in every fantasy Schmoedown draft I've done before this. So it just kind of seemed on brand that I got screwed over again tonight. As a reminder, before we get the draft started, everything that we do on What the Show, at least in this first year, all of our Streamlabs donations go 100% to charity. I'm going to go ahead and post that Streamlabs donation in the chat right now. This month's featured charity is Care Rescue LA. 100% of their donations go directly to the animals. So we're going to be directly impacting the lives of rescue animals in the Los Angeles area tonight. If you want to mess with us, anything like that, send donations because it goes to a good cause. So with that, managers, are you ready for the first Schmoedown fantasy draft of fictional characters?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I think I can
do this.
I think I can do it. This is very serious. Can I also
Technically a real person.
That I feel very honored that someone disliked our video before it even started. So
we're legit now.
We're legit.
Yeah.
Too legit to quit.
Hit the likes if you're in the chat. Hit the dislikes if you dislike us even more. With that, Mr. Justin the Juice, you are on the clock. What is the first pick of the draft?
Yes, I've liked what I've seen in this from this kid before. I thought I was gonna go one way with this first pick. The last second, I decided to go another way. I think for my first pick tonight here, I'm going to go with Sean Spencer from Psych.
Nice.
He will be
Okay.
taking the singles division by storm. His 80s references, he would dominate the 80s category better than Drew McWeeny. Get ready for Sean Spencer.
Better than Drew McWeeny. That's saying something.
Wow.
That's saying.
Just wait.
Mike, before your pick, I do have to answer this question from Patrick Gibson, call sign Freedom. Salute, General. Does the fictional character have to be able to speak to be drafted? No. No, they do not. Steamboat Willie is on the table.
I like it.
It might be best if they can't speak, to be honest.
We'll see. We will see. So, Mike, you are on the clock. Do you have your pick?
I do, and I've learned this over the years. You have to strike while the iron is hot. You have to pick the hottest thing going right away. Mm-hmm. And with that in mind, I'm going to take the person who messes everything up. I am taking Agatha Harkness.
Nice.
It's real.
Ooh. Mostly a somebody familiar with TV trivia. Do you think that knowledge will transfer well to the Schmoedown?
It could.
She can mess everything up.
She already has a theme song. Like, she already has a walk-in
We get
song.
to hear that song repeatedly anytime she plays, and that's a win for every single one of us.
Do you think that Christian will actually be able to pay for the royalties for that?
No.
And if he could,
he can arrange for the people who he would have to pay to allow it.
Donate Streamlabs so we can get those royalties.
Yeah.
Paid for that.
Royalties checks to charity. Right.
Yeah, no offense, but I don't think that Harloff can quite afford the Lopez's yet. They're making the big bucks. They're making those big Disney bucks.
So, with that, Bethany, you are on the clock. Is your pick ready?
Yeah, so my pick, I thought of, the real Schmoedown. And when I think of the real Schmoedown, I think of a competitor who is often heralded as the GOAT. And that person is Dan Murrell. And when I think of Dan Murrell, I think of a few things. Growing up in the 90s, wearing a lot of plaid, and being obsessed with Steven Spielberg. And when I think of those things, I think of a little show that was set in the 90s/early 2000s. It had to do with a creek. And I think of a man named Dawson Leary, who I'm just saying has a lot in common with Dan Murrell. So I think that Mr. Leary, while very terrible boyfriend material, Pacey is definitely the better boyfriend, would be really good at movie trivia. So that's
the Dawson.
The Dawson is
wow. Everybody tweet at James Vanderbeek right now. If you're in the chat, just please tweet at James Vanderbeek and let him know that Dawson is staying relevant through our stream tonight.
There will be a lot of 90s shows in my picks. I'm just warning you all now. I don't know why these all came to me, but they did.
So it is a snake draft, so I get the next two picks. I'm going to start off with, I need a 3-division player. I need somebody who works well in a team, that's formed teams before, somebody who has deep movie knowledge, including classic musicals, and somebody who knows the Inner Geekdom League. Guys, it's Deadpool.
Ooh.
There's no other choice than Deadpool. So,
what about the swearing rule, though?
Once upon a Deadpool, it worked.
The swear jar from that will go to pay to the royalties of
get the Harkness theme.
Get the Harkness.
We're getting the Harkness theme.
Boom. Get on it, Lopez's.
And then the next pick will be his teammate. Now, this is not a 3-division player. This is a player who is highly specified as possibly the best teams player that we will ever see in the history of the Schmoedown. This man does not work well alone, but he works well in team, much akin to an Andrew Guy. And he will contribute as much to Wade Wilson's team as Andrew Guy has contributed in teams in the past 2 years. And for that, I am picking Wilson from Castaway.
Wow.
I love it.
Bold pick there.
Man, I thought he was going to go later. Wow, okay.
Wilson,
best teams player.
So many options.
Wow.
I'm into it.
Could just be Wilson with a bunch of exclamation points.
I would like to see Wilson with Deadpool. I think they'd really play off each other well.
Those promos will be the best we've ever seen.
Could also provide recreational activity for the faction when they get together for a picnic.
Absolutely. Master of intramural sports, Wilson is.
That's true. That's very true. Multifaceted, multi-talented.
All right.
So with that,
I mean, I'm so sad that Wilson is off the board because I could have drafted him. He was a solid pick. The
by
best
the way,
bloody volleyball in the world.
Everybody in the chat, let us know what you're thinking of our picks. If you have some picks that you want to see, throw those in the chat as well. We're going to go ahead and pivot to Bethany.
Oh, that's right.
Bethany,
My turn.
you were on the clock.
I'm gonna go a little off the wall here. Obviously Dawson gonna be a great player, a little whiny, but a great player. But I also, what I want as the manager on my team is someone who can cut a good promo. And when I think of that, I think of someone who's a real star. Someone who does not play well with others, so she might be more of a singles player than a team player. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with Miss Piggy because I just really think she could sing in her promos. She's a really talented lady, really talented pig, and I think she would be a great choice to my team.
She'd be perfect for the Finstock exchange because she'd argue being correct even if she knew she was wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, personally.
Like it.
Wow. So
all right. So with that, Mike, you are on the clock.
Well, originally I was going to make this person my number one pick, but it was mentioned in our stream last week. So I was like, all right, I don't want to feel like I'm piggybacking off of somebody. So I went another direction.
Piggybacking. Sorry.
So yeah, I'm going to go with the future Inner Geekdom champion, and that is Brody Bruce.
Nice.
That's for you, Coy.
Okay.
Nice.
And we are back up to the juice. What's the squeeze, sir?
The squeeze is
with the squeeze.
very similar. We have a very similar pick here. I'm also going with a potential 4-division player.
Oh.
This man knows it all. He works at a gas station. He does nothing but watch movies. And it's connected to that gas station is a video store. He's got endless access to every movie that comes out.
Quick stop.
Okay, no.
I'm going with Dante Hicks.
Dante.
Okay,
He is,
he does work in the video store. So thank you for the correction there.
He has access.
Dante technically works more in the quick stop. It's the other guy who works in the video
Yeah, but
store.
he references pop culture.
Dante, I think Dante would actually be like the first person in the universe besides Kevin Smith that I would put in the Merc. So
That's fair.
Oh.
You said two.
Yeah, you
again.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you get two. You get two.
I forgot about that part. Okay. Okay. So I think then where we have to go next is we've got a teammate for the other guy. We've got a teammate for Sean Spencer. We got 4 divisions covered. So I think now we have to go after somebody that can to fill a gap. I've already filled all the gaps. So what does that mean? I don't know.
3 players, no, 2 players in. He's already filled all his gaps.
All the guys.
True.
I have a team, an Inner Geekdom player, and a Star Wars player. So I think I'm going to get a little more fun. I'm going to go with somebody that can bring just some spice. Can maybe like
I like it.
help like get a hookup for like the catering for the event. I'm going to go with FBI agent Angelo Pappas, Gary Busey from Point Break. That is your team captain.
I liked it.
Your team captain right there.
So that's like, is that like your Adam Witch of your team.
He's the Adam Witt
Nice.
of the Juicers or whatever the
I
faction
see
is
that
called.
of the juicers. Of the freshly squeezed.
Of the
Give me two.
Action.
they'll eat meatballs at every team study session and every live event.
He would make sure that the team was well fed. I will say that.
Yeah.
Choice.
Oh man, I want to beat my sub now.
The Demon Deacons now are on the clock.
Man,
And well, Juice, you done fucked up. Because I'm gonna take my previous choice's cousin, who actually works at the video store, and that's Randall Graves.
There we go. That's what I was thinking. I thought. Yep.
I think
Randall and Brody.
I think Dante would dedicate more time. I think Randall would goof off too much.
Randall, for an IG player, notably weak in where they were going down the road.
But Randall would be the most judgmental, trash-talking character ever.
Very true. Very true.
And that's what my team needs to be. I need people who are going to just shit talk. I got Agatha, I got Brody, I got Randall. We got all that shit talking going on.
So, Deke going with the heel faction, their heels. It's announced. And Bethany, you are on the. Go ahead.
I don't have a name for a faction yet, and I feel like we need one. But besides the point. So I've got a couple of good, strong singles competitors, I think. And I think Dustin could even work well in teams. As mentioned, Miss Piggy, probably not going to be a teams person. I feel like I need to lock down an inner geekdom person. So again, I'm going to dive into my I once was a teenage girl, ladies and gentlemen, pool and go for another teen soap. I'm going to go with Mr. Seth Cohen, massive nerd, very into comic books and comic book movies. And he wrote his own comic book. So I think that he would be a great addition to the team and very knowledgeable in inner geekdom. So that's my pick.
Okay.
My third pick.
Okay.
The floor is yours. You're on the clock.
So, with my third pick, just going for pure knowledge here. This is going to be maybe somebody who I think could be the Adam Collins of fictional characters. See, my boy, he's wicked smart. Wicked Will Hunting.
I was like, are we making a good Will Hunting reference?
How do you like them apples?
You know what? I do like them apples. And I'll tell you why.
That's a quality pick.
A, he is wicked smart. B, he also is quite sarcastic. Like, I think he could cut a good promo. Like, he'd be a good time, I think. That's a quality pick.
Absolutely.
I'd put him on the Mercs and team him up with Jesse Swift, and they can be like Team Janitor.
Good job.
I concur.
Good job. All right, so we're rubber back to me. Now, I don't have a dedicated Star Wars player, and I think it's time that I pick possibly the best Star Wars player this league could ever see. And that is Son Gohan. Yeah, Gohan, Dragon Ball Z. Let me break this down for you. Not only does he have the studying aspect of it down, but he has the hyperbolic rhyme chamber going for him. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. But one day in there, 365 days of pure training. It takes 60 days to be the Star Wars champion if you quit Ben Bateman. So with that, Gohan will be the next Star Wars champion. Thank you. I yield the rest of my time.
I just want you to know that I don't know how to write his name, so I put Dragon Ball Z dude down on my piece of paper too.
DBZ Child. He's The point that I'm taking from, he is 11 years old right before he
I mean, you
faces.
can be a dude and be 11. No,
I was a dude who was 11 months.
You were once a dude who was
A
11.
long time ago.
Okay. Well, I feel like I have a good singles player. I have a good singles team player, and I have a good inner geekdom player. Now, I feel like to kind of fill in my gaps, as Juice mentioned earlier, I feel like I need a Star Wars competitor. And I thought long and hard about this. There's, some obvious choices out there, but then I thought being in the Star Wars division is tough and it is stressful, and you're going to be put on the spot a lot. And I think he won us all over. And I liked the Will Hunting pick. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. So it could be a very stressful division, and you're going to have to be tested against probably Alex Dan, and it's hard. So I was thinking of someone who, even in the most stressful situations, was willing to make a Star Wars reference, and that is Dustin Henderson from Stranger Things, who even when he was on the run and stressed out about Demogorgons, was referencing Lando Calrissian. So I just feel like if he, even in his most stressful life or death moments, can be making Star Wars references, he can, go ahead and compete in the Star Wars division.
Okay.
All right. So Dustin from Stranger Things.
And also, he's hysterical and lovable, and he would cut a good promo.
All right. So that brings it back to me.
Take it.
And I'm also looking at my team, and I like where everything's going, but I also want that dedicated Star Wars player.
No,
I want the guy who waited outside of the theater in 1977. And we didn't get to see what happened in 1980, but I'm pretty certain he was waiting outside the theater in 1980, in 1983, in 1999, in 2002, in 2005, in 2015, 2017, and 2019. That is one Eric Foreman.
Oh, that was my next pick.
Fantastic.
You're talking the ultimate Star Wars fan right there. He's probably wearing the pajamas right now.
It's a good possibility.
Still not going to take Star Wars for a chamber that's why they call it hypersonic.
Juice, I gotta say, I feel like I hear a train coming.
I've thought long and hard about this fourth pick here.
Fourth
pick in the fourth round.
Fourth pick, fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about this guy. I've heard rumblings about him.
He's heard
he's taken like the fan leagues by storm. He's taken
Is that the fan leagues of the fictional character Schmoedown?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. He does all of his streams from a train. Like he's got it all. And so for this fourth pick, I think it's only fair that you have to pick the Conductor from Harry Potter.
Yeah, that Hogwarts train conductor. I've heard that he is a perfect fourth pick in the fourth round.
When you think of the numbers 4 and 4, you think the Conductor.
I think
from the Hogwarts Express.
4 is a magical number. So I believe that someone who drives a magical train conducts it.
I've heard he likes horses. I've heard he likes he's working on his gamesmanship. He's working on his spoonsmanship. He's doing it all. He's the complete package.
100%. 100%. And it's like if he went out west with the Hogwarts Express, which he wouldn't because they only go from London to Scotland. But if he did, he'd be a bit of an outlaw, Like that's what I've heard. But he's not an outlaw. He's the Hogwarts Express conductor, and he's a great fourth round pick. What a steal, honestly. What an absolute steal.
Great job in the fourth round. Now, does rubber back to you? Yes.
So I think, so that was number 4.
Yeah,
as mentioned.
in the fifth round.
I think number 5. I'm gonna take somebody that can cover classics. I have 80s covered. I have 90s and Inner Geekdom and Star Wars covered. But somebody on the team that can help with the studying and helping people get their classics together, and also get their anyway, he can also help with music. He can do the score for the team. I'm gonna go with Sebastian Wilder, Ryan Gosling from La La Land.
Oh yeah,
He's get the musicals.
So I could see him being very good at like scores and soundtracks and he's got. I've got the bullets. Or whatever he says, that line he quotes from Rebel Without a Cause. He knows it all. He knows the quotes. He does like his classic.
I've heard that he has a notable weakness in black cinema. Is that true?
Not in the music portion of it.
Yeah, he loves jazz.
He's got that
jazz.
Okay. Just gonna make a little note here. Okay, with that, we are moving on to our next pick, and that is Mike. You are on the board. How we feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling really good with this next pick because you're mentioning music right there, and I want to say somebody who's hip. He's with it. That's right. I'm taking Dr. Evil. The most charismatic man who will enter the Schmoedown of all time.
I don't even know.
The greatest leader in the history of VirtueCon. He took over Starbucks inadvertently. He has a clone. He has a clone of himself who's, 1/8 his size. He's going to be the ultimate competitor and is going to cut the greatest promos of all time. And he's going to make sure that he stops Austin Powers.
Is Austin Powers even eligible in this draft?
Yes, technically he has not been.
Technically, yeah. There's no actual rules. We're making this shut up as we go. Okay, and what division? Can I make a note here for Dr. Evil?
Yeah, what would he be specializing in?
Parenting.
Don't think that is a Schmoedown division, but why not? Sure. I do like the fact that he could use Mini-Me if he just was tired and didn't feel like competing in a match that day. That is, I think, a selling point. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's happening.
So Bethany,
I'm just gonna. I'm on the clock, sir, and you're being distracting. My next pick might seem like a bit of a bold choice since he can't really talk quite properly yet, and he's both somehow old and young at the same time, but he's got 2 things going for him. One, the mother effing force, which is hella powerful. Okay. And 2, he's ridiculously adorable, and no one would ever want to beat him because he's ridiculously adorable, and he would distract all his competitors with his adorableness. I'm saying he's 4 division player for sure, and that is this little guy right here, Grogu.
Okay. I like it.
I mean, Dr. Evil probably would as well, but I think he could win over the darkest soul. So I think he's got a really good shot.
Okay, I like it. So looks like I'm next. So this is one of the only fictional characters on here who's proven her mettle with movie trivia. Somebody who 100% is an entirely fictional character, possibly a cartoon character, and that is Video Drew. It's one word. Video Drew is my pick.
Okay. Well,
to go with Wicked Will Hunting.
Ooh, Wicked Will Hunting. I like that Will Hunting already has a great Schmoedown name. I like they've already given him his name. That's good.
And then my next pick. Now he has not been keeping up with pop culture for long, but he made up for it. This man has a few unnatural advantages, but we're not doing any sort of like testing for performance enhancing drugs or serums. And I'm taking Mr. Steve Rogers because he has the advantage.
He doesn't get a lot of references.
He knows about
He
Wizard.
he does start getting those references. By the time he grows that beard, I'm taking like the week before Infinity War, Steve Rogers specifically. Sometimes you have to be really specific
of all the things he needed to catch up on. So hopefully
and then he got through
some Marvin Gaye.
And then he understood the reference. So I'm taking Steve Rogers right there.
Wow.
That's fair. I respect
I
that.
like it.
So that here we are, my sixth pick. And I've won everyone over with cuteness. That's how my last pick, my last competitor is going to win. My next competitor, I think she has the knowledge. She's always making fun pop culture clips. First of all. Second of all, if she can't beat you in, movie trivia knowledge, she might be able to stake you. And that's Buffy Summers. I think she would cut a great promo. I think she's got the knowledge. She's just an overall, I think, well-rounded, and she could literally do like a roundhouse kick in your face as well. So yeah, she's a winner, and I could see her maybe teaming up with someone like Seth Cohen or maybe Grogu. There's so many possibilities for her, really.
I'm still relishing the roundhouse thing. That was delightful. Okay, so from Buffy with Bethany, we are going back up to Mike.
You inconsiderate boobs! I'm taking Skeletor!
Now, what's the reason behind Skeletor?
Yeah, can we? What's he doing? What divisions?
He deals with all of these nitwits and Beastman all of the time, and he has proven his mettle, and he is here to destroy He-Man and Eternia.
Those are all fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like strengths and weaknesses, like on the wheel, on the wheel.
Does he know classics?
Hottest man there.
What was that?
He'll be wonderful at weapons and technology in Star Wars.
Juice, can you please save us from this terrible
What's a category? I do. Unlike every other round before this, I actually have my pick ready for this round. And I cannot believe this sleeper fell to the number 6 spot. This is somebody who will absolutely be able to do Star Wars. He will absolutely be able to do singles and teams. Inner Geekdom can work on it. He has been fed every movie reference ever. He has even been in a Star Wars parody film. I'm taking Peter Griffin.
There you go.
Nice.
He's got it all.
That's a good sleeper pick right there.
Yeah, I do. I feel like he could play in a few divisions, so that's a good pick.
Nice. Okay, so you get the rubber pick right there. You get to go.
Oh yes, I do. Okay, yes, I do. I am ready for this one too. For this, I am going with Dewey Finn, a.k.a. Ned Schneebly, Jack Black from Schoolhouse Rock. He would be able to take every single person on his team and give them an amazing pump-up session, get them psyched to do Schmoedown. He'd have a whiteboard filled with all of the categories and be like, you need to know this and this and this. You would get them all ready.
Ned Schneebly is the roommate.
No, well, right, but he
That's what he claimed he was.
Takes his,
No, but
he takes his alias.
You just picked the roommate.
No, I said Dewey. What's his name? Dewey Finn, aka Ned Schneebly.
Okay.
Jack Black.
I didn't hear the Dewey Finn part. I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to clarify your pick.
Well, at first I forgot that because I was like, I knew his name was Ned
Schneebly. My entire rest of my draft board would be ruined.
I took right because I knew his name was Ned Schneebly, or the roommates. I forgot his real name, so that's why I was taking a second at the beginning. I'm like, wait, how do I say who I'm taking here? No, I just want to be in the room when Ned Schneebly makes his whiteboard, or Dewey Finn or whatever makes his whiteboard
Dewey Finn.
categories.
Yep.
Jack Black. That's it. It's just Jack Black.
I think he really would be just such a great asset to the team because of what a great teammate he would be. He'd be there for every study session. That's a solid pick. I'm here for it. Please, no terrible impression.
So we have the Juice with Greg Alba, and who's up next?
Back to Mike.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick somebody here who analyzes everything to the smallest detail. And he's going to make sure this isn't the worst episode ever. That's right.
Okay.
Picking Jeffrey Albertson, a.k.a. comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Nice.
Comic book guy.
I want to see the rivalry between him and Peter Griffin. You know that match is the season opener.
It has to be.
It's just good to see somebody get called up from the families. Okay. So, with that, Bethany, your 7th overall pick?
I'm looking at my team, and like I said, not only do I look for a good competitor who can answer trivia, someone who is very smart and clever, but also someone who I think could, just cut a good promo, someone who could be a helpful teammate. And when I think of those things, I just envision Dr. Ian Malcolm, because just as life finds a way, he would find a way to there he would be, just in his most Goldbloomy way, answering trivia, but also just chilling out on the desk, with his shirt half open, and I just think it'd be a good time. I mean, he is a doctor.
Hot.
He's a smart man.
Okay. So, number 7 pick. I only thought about this for a second.
Getting down to the nitty gritty here, folks.
So, we have not picked a single Mortal Kombat character this entire.
It's a shame.
Yeah. How many sleepers are left on the board?
So many.
A lot.
And we talked about trending characters. I'm taking Sub-Zero.
Good pick. It's a solid pick.
Sub-Zero. It is very solid. Like a blood knife.
Solid
Straight where it counts.
Solid as ice, some would say.
Solid as a rock.
So
I'll stab you with kisses. You'll stab you with your own blood.
Yeah! I'm going to watch the trailer.
plus, I mean, Steve Rogers, Sub-Zero, Steve Rogers is Frozen, Sub-Zero is Sub-Zero. They have a lot in common. I think there's gonna be a great team dynamic there, for the faction as a whole. Let's see here. So the next pick is just let's get trippy, let's get weird. I need a partner for Video Drew, and that's why I'm going with the Lawnmower Man.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not even. Should I ask? Or
Lawnmower Man? No,
I just want he's literally watching the Mortal Kombat trailer right now and not paying attention to our very serious, very real fictional character Schmoedown draft.
But yeah,
not
Flowers for Algernon, but times to infinity, trying to take over and save mankind. Let's just partner that with Video Drew. I think it'll be fun for everybody involved.
That'd be it'd really work well together, and it'd just be a really good, interesting dynamic, I think.
Yeah.
To be totally
Plus,
honest.
they might end up fighting Sub-Zero and Steve Rogers. I'm really working on this.
I'm very, very intrigued as to what makes you go Steve Rogers Sub-Zero. They would clearly just really meld well together.
They both wear blue. Blue team. Team blue team. There's already a name there.
And he was stuck in ice. They both are used to being in ice.
Absolutely. That's what I was talking about earlier when you were watching the Mortal Kombat trailer.
As to why they would meld well together.
Melt. Anyways, it's Bethany. I'm so sorry I subjected you to this torture. With that,
all right.
We are on the final picks of everybody. We're on our final picks.
Now we got 2 more.
We have 2 more. You only have one more, but we have 2 more because we are in the 8th round. So I'm going to throw out again. I don't know why all of the people that came to my mind when doing this was a bunch of like 90s and early 2000s like WB shows, but I don't know. Again, I just would like to preface this with I once was a teenage girl who watched all these shows. But thinking of that, I need another competitor that I think would be a great teammate, who I think would do really well in the classic singles division, who, you know, as Juice was kind of saying earlier, he was looking for someone who knows some classics and musicals and everything like that. And the person that immediately comes to mind for me when I think of someone who can reference just about any classic movie, any musical, any pop culture, anything basically, and maybe the only person, fictional or real life, who loves coffee more than I do, and that is Lorelai Gilmore. I think she'd be a great teammate. I think she would be great in singles. She would just be, she'd just be an overall great competitor, and she talks really fast, and she loves coffee, and like what's not to love with that? Lou, you're up.
Well, this one's easy, and I can't believe this person is still here, because he literally can just kill any competitor and steal their soul and become them, and has the knowledge of an infinite number of people, and that's Shang Tsung.
I need to make sure of something for canon purposes, because this is the reason I didn't take him earlier. Would Shang Tsung kill Dan Merle?
If he needed to.
But
it's definitely a heel faction.
Heard it here first.
Sorry, Dan, but
I don't know how this turned into Dan Merle getting.
There are points involved in this.
Now we're definitely going to get dislikes.
Oh.
We now know who that dislike is.
I just disliked the video. Shit.
This guy. I just would like to go on record and say that no one in my faction would even think about remotely hurting Dan Merle. So clearly we're better people.
We have six live watchers, live viewers right now. If you're watching right now, dislike the video because Mike just endorsed killing Dan Merle.
Yeah, we totally
sucking his soul out and having him played by Johnny Tsunami's grandpa.
Johnny Tsunami, tiki. Maybe that'll be my last pick. Johnny Tsunami's grandpa.
Which is Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Actually, is his name. Oh God. Yeah. I like that. I watched that movie a gazillion times, and you watched it once, and you
I remember
that. Anyways.
I guess it came from my list.
Johnny Tsunami?
No.
Oh, well, all right.
So
the bat. Get this bad taste of talking about hurting.
As always.
Our mouth.
Every great faction has a great team of people that they might not win a match, but they're going to be so entertaining. They might not TKO their opponent, but they're going to sell out a live event. And I'm going with my 8th and 9th, a combo duo together.
Okay.
I'm picking them at the same time. We're going Theodore Logan and Bill S. Preston, Esquire. Bill and Ted for the final. The energy they bring, they would make the Wildberries look like the founding fathers.
Can I buy tickets now? I want VIP.
Can I forfeit this? Because Juice just won the whole damn thing with those last 2 picks.
I want VIP.
Solid. So solid.
They
Okay,
already
so-
sold out.
Since there's multiple
Every
eras of
library.
Bill and Ted, I do have to ask which Bill and Ted you are picking.
I am picking
'Cause there's multiple timelines.
these boys right here because I have not seen the new one yet, and I really want to.
What's your L5C?
It's insane. And I only saw the second one once.
I saw both of the first two in
Excellent,
theaters.
excellent adventure. Okay.
But this I've seen a million times. So I hope Jacob's still watching because if he introduced me to this movie and it's the best thing he ever did. So oh gosh, these two can be the best. And I would like to make I have to talk to the chairman, but I would like to make as the official manager of the league, or at least assistant manager, Rufus. I'd like Rufus to be the manager of this faction. If I'm the general manager, he's the
what say you,
he's the real manager.
Now it's my opinion. We might have to vote this in, take it down to a vote, but we could have different George Carlins be the managers of all of our teams. Really, at the end of the day. And if you want to take Rufus,
Cardinal Glick.
Yeah.
You want Cardinal Glick? Okay. And you got one, Bethany? A fictional George Carlin?
I think he'd be the Jersey Girl. George Carlin be great. You take care of Grogu.
Okay. Ooh, I do like that.
No, yes,
He was a great grandpa.
He was a great
Yeah,
grandpa. What was
fantastic.
his name in that movie?
And I'm going to take the Dick Sucking Hobo from Jay and Silent Bob Strike. It's just on brand for my team so far.
Could someone please look up with the grandpa and Jersey Girl? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Bart Trink. I got it. Bart Trink is
Bart
the Jersey
Trink
Girl.
is his name? Okay,
Trink.
we'll be
Such
with
a-
like
Write
a
it down
T.
officially. Yeah, I just put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Um,
Oh yes, Bart Trink. Okay, well Bart Trink is now officially my second in command, I guess.
And mine is
Take
Dick
care of
Sucking Hobo.
Grogu.
The hitchhiking hobo.
that too. He did two things. We mentioned both. Who's up?
Boo, it's your last pick. It's the important one.
Ooh, this is tough. I mean, there's so many different ways I can go with this. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to do it. I got to go with my heart on this one. He is the linchpin of the Star Wars universe. And he never shot. His name is Greedo.
Jesus Christ.
I rest my case.
That's a weird case. I have.
Jeff knows what's up, by the way. Quiz show in the chat.
Well, but as we all know, he's most remembered as Bart Trink, the name we have to look up. The grandpa from Jersey Girl. You know what? He was adorable in that movie. All right, it's the last pick. So it's very serious. It's very important. I was gonna go one way, and now I'm leaning toward someone else. I want to make sure that my faction is always a good time and comfortable. It made us all uncomfortable. But in my faction, after a big win, what I'd really like is just like to celebrate with an ice cream social. And of course, I then have to think of the person who would always be bringing the ice cream / literally is the reason that ice cream was saved in the galaxy. And that's why we will hood for the final pick in my faction. Or maybe my faction, the grandpas, or maybe the WB, because they made a lot of WB choices. The WB Grandpas is my official team name. And with the last pick in the 9th round, Will Row Hood, because we would like to celebrate each victory, and we're gonna have a lot with some ice cream. And also, the proceeds, if you buy the WB Grandpa's merchandise, will be divided amongst all of us. I think Grogu might get the most, though. So that's my 2 cents. AJ, wrap us up strong here.
Okay. So the last pick. I think we picked all 35 fictional characters, actually. Those are all of the fictional characters.
They really are.
Somebody name a character name of a Bonnie Somerville.
No.
What? Monica? No, what's her name from Friends?
Mona.
I can't say that. Can't say that word because then I take it. I'm going to take. I'm gonna have to look up the actual character name.
Mona.
But there's this movie, Bad Words, right?
Oh, I know this from working at Family Video.
Yes.
Hey.
So, yeah, we got to do the thing.
I was like dribbled on myself. That was terrible.
So, I had to look up the character name.
Yeah.
Guy Tribley from Bad Words. He is an 8th grade dropout who was still who grew into an adult.
I like that.
Who was then able to go and compete in the middle school spelling bee on the national level. And here's the thing about when you're watching the spelling bees on ESPN and all that stuff. It's really difficult. He has the studying prowess to get the job done. Which is why I will be pairing him up with. Oh shoot!
Yeah, I don't think you have a teammate for him.
I don't. Well, let's see here.
He's going singles.
Definitely singles.
He's definitely going to start off a singles player for sure. But we're going to see how this goes off when we go through our individual rosters. So with that, I hope you guys are taking notes of your rosters because we're going to go through them real quick.
You start.
Yeah. Do you want me to go right away?
Yeah. With Fresh, please introduce us to that beautiful team.
So I was hoping to get names for all the teams. I only came up with one, and so my first pick is Sean Spencer. My second pick is Dante Hicks, and so Sean from Psych, Dante working in a being a clerk. I'm calling them Team Psychic Shop.
Ooh, I like it. That's strong.
My third pick is FBI agent Angelo Pappas, aka Gary Busey from Point Break. I will not be teaming him up with my fourth pick, the Conductor from Harry Potter. My fourth pick. I'm going to let him study for inner geekdom, and I heard he's got a big ego. But somebody that I will be teaming up Gary Busey with is somebody that can handle young hot shots that are pretentious with big egos, and he's teaming up with Sebastian Wilder, Ryan Gosling from La La Land. The two of them balance each other out. And then we're going in to my next team of my 6th and 7th pick of Peter Griffin and Ned Schneebly. And that is just going to be the greatest, one of the most entertaining teams, except for my next team. The second most entertaining team of all time. Peter Griffin's going to be cutting serious heel promos, obviously. Ned is just going to be super intense, and it's going to be great. They might be the only heels on the faction. And then, of course, the ones that are they're on the excellent adventure. It's Bill and Ted, rounding out number 8 and 9. They're going to do some serious damage. Yeah, they're probably not going to get any points, but they're going to
have a good time.
Yeah, they're going to have a great time. They're the wild berries that we need.
The Wild Stallions.
The Wild Stallions, yeah, Team Wild.
Yeah,
they already have
a team.
They already have it, right. The Wild Stallions. Perfect. And, of course, Rufus is their team captain or assistant manager or whatever on the field correspondent. however you want that role to be.
All right.
Who?
All right.
Tell us about the Demon Deacons.
So the Demon Deacons here. My first pick is actually going to be teaming with my 8th pick. And that is because they are the magical mortals. Agatha Harkness and Shang Tsung.
Wow.
I see that.
So I'm going to be teaming the two of them together. My second and third pick, they go together so well. They are Team Chocolate Covered Pretzels. That is Brody, Bruce, and Randall Graves. They are cousins. They are ready to get this going. My fourth pick is he's just here for Star Wars. He's going to dominate the entire league. That is Mr. Eric Foreman. Number 5 and 6 are going together. That is the smartest people ever, and that is Dr. Evil and Skeletor. This team is going to take the entire league by storm. If they get a question wrong, they will challenge it, and if they get the challenge wrong, they will challenge it again until the commentators can't stand them and give them the points because they want them to shut up. And then I've got my number 7 and my number 9 pick, and the two of them are going to be the worst screenplay ever, and that's Jeff Albertson, a.k.a. Comic Book Guy, and my homeboy Greedo.
That's a solid team right there.
Scary team. Scary lineup. I wouldn't want to play him. Imagine
Really,
Dr.
4
Evil and
factions. We hope you do.
Skeletor versus Bill and Ted. That's
They wouldn't
That's
even know
great.
that was about to hit them.
or Peter Griffin cutting a promo on Skeletor and Dr. Evil.
It's a great team. Smartest team ever.
They both have sons, played by Seth Green.
They do.
Ooh, that's true.
They'll get traded for each other and team up as like bad parents or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that brings us to the WB Grandpas. It's the working title, folks. We're starting off with, again, group of the 90s, lots of plaid, obsessed with Spielberg. I think he has real potential to be the GOAT. That is Dawson Leary. If he doesn't know the answer, he'll just whine about it enough that they'll probably give him a point to shut him up because he was really whiny sometimes. Then we've got Miss Piggy. Again, she might storm off set at any point, but while she's there, she'll be cutting promos. She'll just be lighting it up. And again, she might just like boss someone around until they give her points. So I think there's a real shot there. I could really see them making a good team because Miss Piggy is used to bossing around fragile men. And I think that's kind of, Dawson Leary. So that is cute. Then Seth Cohen will be focusing on, of course, the inner geekdom. I really feel like he's got some great potential there. And if not, he'll have some quippy one-liners, usually self-deprecating. And he'll introduce the Schmoedown to Christmas, which is the greatest holiday of all time. Coming in after that is going to be Dustin Henderson, who, when he's not, fighting off Demogorgons, will be competing in the Star Wars division. Grogu will just be kicking butt, taking names, using the Force, and being adorable. Then we have Buffy Summers, and she's just going to be an all-around great competitor. I think I'm going to team her up with Lorelai Gilmore. Oh, God, the quips, the dynamic, the fun they would have. They'd kill some vampires. It'd be a good time. They'd drink a lot of coffee. They'd answer a lot of trivia. And then, of course, we do have Dr. Ian Malcolm, who will be there just being Goldblum and just being fantastic. And then, of course, Wilbur Hood will be providing us with all ice cream for every victory. We will be having an ice cream social. And again, that's the WB Grandpas.
So
Okay. Before I give my faction name, I do have to ask, are we subject to copyright issues with our faction names?
I'll talk to my lawyer.
Yeah, I'll get him on speed dial right now.
Can we assume no?
I'm going to assume probably. We're probably safe, yeah.
Okay.
So for the mouthy mercs, our first pick is Deadpool. Deadpool, obvious 3-division strength player with his knowledge of the MCU, of the Fox Marvel era, of classic film, of musicals, of Star Wars, Star Trek, so many pop culture references. He can break the fourth wall. And everybody who can see this, who's watching us live, you know this. Fourth wall break, fifth wall break. Everybody catching this on the replay, you know that too. His teammate, the second pick of my team, Wilson from Castaway. I mean, if we're going to, once again, break the fourth or fifth wall, depending on, I don't know. I was only 3 years of an English major. But if we're going to break kayfabe here, if Christian was going to have Ryan Reynolds shoot a Deadpool promo with any character in this entire draft, it would be Wilson from Castaway. Let's face it.
That's true. If nothing else, he can also just use Wilson and like chuck him at people. Like there's so many options, really.
That would be used in the middle of many round 2 debates. So those two as a team. My third overall pick would be Wicked Will Hunting. Wicked Smart. Number 4, Gohan. Because I did cue this up. He's got his dad to train him.
Dragon Ball.
A Super Saiyan. All I want to be is a dad who gets to see a Super Saiyan.
Training, we get a Star Wars.
Yeah, there's the guy.
There we go. There we go.
I played on guitar. I knew this song.
So, 365 days to be a champion.
60.
Let's go on.
60.
365 days in 1 day. And that's what makes a hypersonic Gohan. Number 5, we got Video Drew. Video Drew, possibly one of the best people in the Schmoedown community I've met, and probably the best fictional character I've met in my entire life. Yeah. She's going to be paired up a little bit later here, but we got Steve Rogers and Sub-Zero as a team, cold as ice.
Pairing of all of them.
Cold as ice.
Not only are they as cold as ice, but they are the team that could be more patriotic than the Patriots themselves. We're going to put Lawnmower with Video Drew there, as I mentioned. And then we have Guy Trilby pairing back together. Guy from Bad Word, champion. The 2 smartest guys on the list. He goes back together with Will Hunting. I'm sorry.
Be good.
It clicks for me. The mouthy mark.
Mouthy works. Mouthy work. That reminds me, I forgot to say my team name. So I have a lot of music-inspired people: Bill and Ted, Ned Schneebly, La La Land guy. So I'm gonna go with somebody and an FBI agent. I'm gonna go with guitars, police cars, and keytars.
I like
That's my team
it.
name.
That also sounds like a dive bar that I would definitely go to.
Oh, 100%.
Like I would spend all of my time.
Ned
How much
Schneebly
is
will
a
be the
PBR in your
bartender.
faction?
It's 69 cents for one of those. Ned Schneebly would be bartending, and Peter Griffin would be passed out on the floor. It'd be great.
And they would definitely have pub trivia since they're a Schmoedown faction. They would definitely they'd have a trivia night.
The conductor will be the bouncer. Sean Spencer will do psychic readings in the back. Dante will be the cashier, and be fantastic.
So with that, it just reminds me, like, have you ever actually been drunk enough at a bar to get like a tarot reading from a bar patron?
No, that's just you, AJ.
No? Okay.
That's not a shared experience.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and save that story for a more professional stream.
What? This was the most professional stream. How dare you discredit the WB Grandpas? We are an absolutely formidable opponent.
An institution in this league.
An absolute institution in this league. Y'all just wait. I'm already ready to cut some promos for my team. I have full faith. I've got flashcards ready. We've got study sessions. Seth Cohen's in the back right now, prepping Justin for some Star Wars match. Like, we're ready to go.
We somehow
lost AJ. He's so scared of my faction that he disappeared.
And AJ is control.
And he's back. And that's how afraid you were of my faction, weren't you, AJ?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I could get Video Drew and the fucking Lawnmower Man after you. So no matter what you could say, I'm good. Good.
That's fair.
Skeletor and Dr. Evil. That is all I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Everybody pick one player from your team that you want to play somebody else, like from somebody else's draft. Let's do season openers.
We should put. Oh, I probably can't copy him. Like I can copy and paste my list into the chat, but if you guys were writing it down on,
I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna go right here off the bat, and I'm gonna go with Wilbur Hood against Eric Foreman, and here's why. I know nothing about Wilbur Hood's trivia answering abilities, but I know that Eric Foreman is such a Star Wars nerd that he will be so distracted by the fact that he is competing against a Star Wars character that he won't answer a single trivia question because it'll turn into an interview. So then my boy Wilbur wins because Eric Foreman basically is going to forfeit. So boom, sorted. We celebrate with ice cream.
Eric Foreman will throw a perfect game.
Nope. Calling it right now. My boy Wilbur. He's gonna ace it.
Well, I've already heard this, and there is no better main event than Bill and Ted versus Dr. Evil and Skeletor.
Well,
just sign me up right now.
yeah,
It's too good.
That's for sure gonna sell out pretty quickly. I would definitely use the VIP experience for that one. I'd be there, bells on, taking all the pics. Can you imagine the after party on that one? What a time.
Me and Dr. Evil. Can you imagine?
No, I don't. I think that's too much for the world to imagine. Juice, who's thrown down?
Oh, man. Yeah, that was the big one.
Also, we have to know, Juice, is your hat okay? PLD is worried.
Yeah, it's okay. I can see it. It's just over there. I
Doing all right?
just was feeling the no hat today because I actually took a shower today.
And you're looking so dreamy, so kudos.
Will there be
Thank
a hat
you.
at the wedding?
Ooh,
I think he's
we'll see. There'll be a hat that weekend, but
Fedora? You could wear a fedora.
oh gosh.
Here's the thing, Juice is not a douchebag, so I don't think he'll be wearing a fedora.
It's the baseball cap or bust for me. Oh man. Gosh, I would also like to see like the inevitable, like, because Christian will obviously end up splitting Bill and Ted up and making them turn on each other in action army.
Bill and Ted Civil War.
But I think it'd be great to see like Peter Griffin versus Video Drew would be really fun. I think.
I kind of want to see Peter Griffin versus Wilson.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
See, and that works perfect for me because I had another match planned for Video Drew, and that's Video Drew versus Shang Tsung.
Oh,
can you imagine what happens when he tries to steal her soul and then just
finds there is no soul?
It doesn't work.
PLD, I 100% want to see pics of the fedora period.
Yeah, that'll happen.
We all had one. No shame. But like
Jacob wouldn't even had one. Jacob had one. I never had one. Jacob had one.
You dodged.
Just going on record saying that.
He tries to suck out her soul
because he had one.
But here's the thing: Shang Tsung tries to take her soul, and then all of a sudden you hear the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
He's so good. Oh, I can't believe I didn't think of taking somebody from Seinfeld. All they do is watch movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally every episode.
I should have taken Newman.
This is only the first annual fictional characters draft.
Yeah.
I think next
Yeah.
weekend, I think we try to do this the weekend before the league launches.
I also think I want full on cut promos next year. I'd like a little manager promo.
We should pretend we should title the video Schmoedown mock draft or whatever, and let people come in. And then
what is going on here?
Well, Peter Griffin didn't perform as well as I thought last year, so I'm taking George Costanza.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing a recap.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well. Oh yeah.
Draft. I can say I didn't make a graphic this week, but I can tell you the standings because only 3 people have points so far. We have a tie for second place, and that's between Bethany Curl and Jake Yakoveta, who both have 2 points. And somehow,
every effing time, PLD
in first place with the auto draft and 4 points is PLD.
Damn it!
So exhibitions don't count for this league, correct?
No.
Correct.
Okay. You'd have points, but yeah.
No, that's okay.
I'm happy to be sitting pretty at second place right now. That'll probably be the only time this season that I am. So
something we always forget to do, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And also, Juice booked next week's show. So why don't you go ahead and tell all on YouTube?
Yes. So next week we're going to be doing we kind of got the thunder stolen because this was originally going to be a sports movie show. Jeff Snyder wanted to do that. So we're shifting gears a little bit. So we'll see exactly what our guys want to talk about. But regardless, there's going to be some baseball theme because we're getting 2 of the biggest baseball fans, 2 of the hottest Schmoedown managers. We're getting Bobby Gucci and John Kaiser, Finstock Exchange and the Dungeon, late night with What the Show with Gucci and Kaiser next week, Tuesday. And it's going to be great. So we'll probably have like a little baseball segment, and then the rest will just be us talking about whatever. So
we'll do like an actual baseball preview, talk some of our favorite baseball movies, and then those 2.
We're gonna do we're gonna do our baseball draft of fictional characters.
I could do this. I'm pretty certain I could draft a full roster.
It's gonna be all Final Fantasy characters for me this next time.
No, I could do like a movie baseball draft, with actual like characters from baseball movies. I think I could do that.
You opened a can of worms.
Oh no!
They don't even have to be like actual baseball players. Like you can pick James Earl Jones's character from it. Or no, you gotta be like the coach. You can have like you just get insane with it. That'd be.
So my starting pitcher is gonna be Rick Vaughn. My catcher is gonna be or Nuke. I could take Nuke. My center fielder is gonna be Willie Mays Hayes. So.
I take Willie.
Oh no.
It'd be interesting to do with the basketball because you could pick Michael Jordan. You could pick like all the guys from like Uncle Drew that are essentially like
Michael Jordan, not a fictional character.
No, well, but basketball, Spaceballs, and Bill Murray.
Now, if somebody else played Michael Jordan, like if Bill Murray played Michael Jordan, for example, then you could say Michael Jordan.
But he was in Space Jam.
He's in a movie. It counts. I said what I said.
That version of Michael Jordan is technically fictional.
Yeah, he is technically a fictional character. That's all I got.
So we have just evolved into literary existentialism on What the Show.
I think that's a perfect way to end it. What better way than that?
Cheers, guys. We're going to catch you all next week when we have Bobby Gucci and a new March charity. Let us know if there's any charities you guys want us to support.
So yes, those charities on Twitter stream. We'll pick one before next week. And also subscribe to the Justin the Juice Patreon.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. I'm a patron.
Cheers, guys.